we have alluded to this. Media figures, Democratic politicians, some of them named Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, losing their minds at this CNN Trump Hall. Not for any of substantive reason, because to them, platforming it was anti-democratic. And the anti-democracy of all of this was just so irresponsible. AOC appeared on MSNBC as if they love democracy so much to denounce the CNN town hall. Here's what she had to say.
I know you said earlier that you will not comment on the platforming of such atrocious disinformation, but I would. I think it was a profoundly irresponsible decision. I don't think that I would be doing my job if I did not say that. And what we saw tonight was a series of extremely irresponsible decisions that put a sexual abuse victim at risk, that put that person at risk in front of a national audience, and I could not have disagreed with it more. It was shameful.
It was shameful, Ryan. What she's referencing is she was on the Stephanie Ruhle show, and actually Stephanie Ruhle opened it, be like, we will not be discussing or talking about this at all. Really? Because you're in the news business. Why not? If you think it was shameful, air the clip. Air it for everyone. That's what we just did. You make up your mind. You make up your mind. Why don't we have enough trust in people that if Trump says that Venezuelan Chinese dominions stole the election, they go, yeah, you know, I don't think that happened. And then come voting time, whenever he gets a bunch of Republicans who endorse that on the ballot, they're like, yeah, you know, I really hate Joe Biden. And even though I live in Arizona and I hate the Democrats, I'm just going to vote for one. Anyway, democracy works. It works when you let people make up their own minds.
I think have more faith in the American public. That Democrats, I think, ought to have been saying, thank you for this.
Yes, yeah, you're right. The smart ones were saying that, actually.
Because it did a couple things. Right. One, it continued to scare away a bunch of independents and kind of Democratic leaners, the ones who may come out, may not come out. That didn't play well at all to them, I don't think. We'll find out. But secondly, Trump thinks it played great, and Trump's base thinks it played great.
It too. It made him a hero.
So they're going to lean in. They're going to be like, oh, we needed to make fun of E. Jean Carroll more. We're going to make that a regular part of my stump speech. I need to continue talking about pardoning the January 6 rioters. I need to continue questioning the election results because that all worked for me, not realizing that, yes, it worked to fire up your base.
Excellent
But
point.
It's only going to bury you further. And so have faith that if Trump lets his freak flag fly, that enough of the American public is going to be like, you know what, we don't, I'm not sure we want the Sleepy Joe guy, but if this is the choice, we're going with Sleepy Joe.
Which is literally what happened in the 2022 election. I actually thought Biden had the best response. You know what he tweeted? It's simple, folks. Do you want 4 more years of that? If you don't, pitch into our campaign. Perfect response. Instead of, oh, democracy is being destroyed. One, Rick Wilson, who you will remember from the Grifting Lincoln Project, has taken a break from the grift off of their Democratic boomer donors and has instead decided to come on the air and just on Twitter and denounce with almost tears in his eyes about what happened. Here's what he had to say.
We're in a break now from the presidential town hall with CNN, Caitlin Collins, and whatever the fuck they thought they were going to get out of this, they instead have set a match to democracy once again. You are letting an insane person stand there and make people giggle and laugh when he jokes about rape. You make people giggle and laugh when he jokes about abortion, when he calls an African-American police officer a thug. This insanity should be pulled off the fucking air. Chris Licht, you should be ashamed of yourself.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Morning Joe was on this morning, Ryan. Here's what Joe Scarborough had to say. CNN's town hall was disgraceful on every level. The most shocking part was seeing the audience lapping it up. What I saw last night was as chilling as anything that I've seen on TV since January the 6th. So if seeing Republicans love Trump is as triggering as Jan 6, then you're in for it, my man.
Our politics are actually disgusting.
Yeah.
And
welcome to America.
And shameful. And so what is the other option?
Yeah, exactly.
Like we can't make it, you and I can try as much as we can to make a better politics.
Nor should we have the power to do so because no one person or 2 people or whatever should ever have the power.
Right, what do they, it's weird because what do they think their role is? Like if you don't, to use the word platform, if you don't platform the Republican basically nominee
Right.
for president, he's still on the ballot.
Exactly.
So what are you accomplishing exactly if you think that people can't handle his views? What if then they get a distorted idea about what he believes and they think that he's actually moved on from
Correct.
and he's not going to pardon the January 6th rioters? Then they vote for him. He gets in and does all the things that you were keeping him from sharing with the public that he was going to do. How does that serve democracy?
So tell me about this. There was a huge debate. Let's put this up there on the screen, though, by the way. The CNN actually cut their town hall short. It was scheduled for 90 minutes. The actual event was to go as long as 75. They stopped less than 70 minutes in. They could have gone longer if they wanted, which is usually what executives do with big ratings draw. I think they personally thought it was a disaster. So according to the commentariat online, the biggest mistake that Caitlin Collins made is she didn't fact check him enough. Now, I want to know what you think about this. I've interviewed Trump 4 times. Guess what? Every time you fact check him, it derails the conversation. You don't get it. If you keep doing it longer, he'll just cut it off, so you're not going to get information. But in general, when I interview politicians, I let them talk. And if they say a lie, we can talk about it afterwards. Maybe we can gently be like, hey, you know, this isn't another opposing view. What utility is there to the constant fact checking to somebody's face? And just so people know, I do this with Democrats and Republicans. I've interviewed Pramila Jayapal, I've interviewed all these Democrats who I don't agree with at all, who in many cases I find like repugnant, at least on a policy level, but I'm not gonna sit there and like show my disdain to their face. I'm just going to ask them a good faith question. I'll do the same thing with Republicans when anybody really is, because I enjoy letting people talk, and I believe in letting people judge for themselves. You know, I can try and add some context, whatever, and I don't think I'm going to change anybody's mind. What do you think about the whole fact-checking conversation?
I'm kind of with you on that, because to me it goes to what is the role of the media. And
we're interlocutors, you know?
If we have strong opinions about it, something that somebody's saying and how the country, we can run for office.
Right.
Like that's a path that is open to us. And so if a person is running for office, I think it's our job to question them, probe at their views, but setting yourself up like you're in a debate with them on a debate stage, like one-on-one, you're in different roles, so that doesn't quite make sense. And then to your point, pragmatically and tactically, it just doesn't work. Like the whole 52-mile thing was just so like exhausting.
Caitlin said this last night. She goes, "We can't let you say that." And I said, "Really? Did somebody elect CNN? Like who? What? CNN's air is more powerful than the president?"
Are they
She's
on
like,
YouTube or something?
Yeah, like exactly. What do you want, YouTube? Because we actually can't let you say
Literally, we can't.
Yeah. But the point is like, you know, who elected you? Nobody. Like your job is to get info from Trump. And you know, another thing I'm going to note, because we're going to spend the rest of our show on policy and on Ukraine. The audience members asked the best damn questions the entire night. The best questions that came from Trump were about January 6th, like you said. They were also about the stolen election. It's not like those people didn't want to ask questions. What else did they ask about, Ryan? Debt ceiling, Ukraine, abortion. Every single one of their questions was fantastic, because the audience members want to get to what's really going on here. They're asking about, hey, I'm having trouble paying my bills. And these are Republicans, just so everyone knows. But even normal Republicans, like, they don't want to sit and mire in this 2020 like election stuff. They want to be like, what are you going to do for me? What's going to happen?
Even their like backward-looking January 6th question was forward-looking.
Exactly. Are you going to pardon?
Are you going to pardon? Rather
great
than
point.
What did you think of like the way that they ransacked the Capitol, or you know, would you like to apologize to Mike Pence? It's like,
they don't want to hear about
forward-looking.
that. Yeah, because these people, you know, who are the people in the audience were smart. They're smarter than us. Because we're probably still too in it, right?
Yeah.
We live and breathe politics.
Yeah.
They are living their lives. They're the ones who actually vote at the end of the day, and they're the ones who pick their own president and their nominee. And they had better questions that served all of us. So we will be spending the bulk and the majority of the rest of the time actually talking about that.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.